para que oigas todo. Me lo vas diciendo, ¿ok?
Hey, welcome everyone. My name is Brittany Bashirs. I am our school's parent engagement facilitator. I also teach music and choir. And I am going to hand it over to our principal, Mr. Clark, and let him begin while I also share my screen so that you can see our PowerPoint for this evening. Go ahead, Mr. Clark.
Welcome, upcoming sixth grade students and parents. We are glad that you're able to join us this evening. We have some information that we are excited to share with you as we go through this next pinnacle in their lives. This is a big step for a lot of our students where they go from elementary to middle school. So as we go through this, one thing I want everyone to know that we are actually we're recording this. We're going to upload it to our website and push it out through social media. That way, if there's anything that you want to go back on and review again, that information will be there at your disposal. Before I actually jump into this, if I could, just a couple of reminders that if you are have not muted, if you don't mind muting your device, that way there will not be any echoes or interruption we're presenting. We would appreciate it. Again, I am Michael Clark. I'm the principal here at North Little Rock Middle School sixth grade campus. I just want to quickly go over some things that our campus we're very proud of. One thing, even though that we have 9 elementary schools that are funneling into us, we try to make this big campus, this big step that these students will be taking, and make it small. And by doing that, we have 5 interdisciplinary teams. So we take, the 550 to 600 students, and we divide those between those teams. And that way they have a smaller group that they are interacting with. Each one of those interdisciplinary teams has a lead teacher, we call them an MCL, that oversee that team. And we have core teachers and elective teachers assigned to each one of those teams also. We have, and they're posted throughout our building, consistent school-wide expectations. These are what we expect our students to follow, and that we constantly reiterate this on a weekly, sometimes even daily basis, because with those consistent school-wide expectations leads to our positive behavior system. We have incentives every 3 weeks that could be something as simple as free time on their device, going to lunch early, receiving a small treat. And then we even have our 9 weeks incentives where we have different activities set up for students to go to. We have snacks that we will have available for all of them. And then we even have our academic incentives. For example, our all A students get to take a trip up to Lakewood Village, and they're escorted by a teacher to go to some of the restaurants up there. So just a few of the things that we try to do to make things more inviting and try to attain those different expectations. The other thing that each one of these teams will do is team building activities for students to get to know each other and get to know the teachers. And so that's a very important part that we do at the beginning of each year. Next one. Some of our highlights that we have is our cafeteria. This is the one thing that students, our sixth grade students, struggle with when they get here, because they're used to standing in a line and whatever is served in the cafeteria, that's their choice, or bring their lunch. Here, as students go into our cafeteria, it is almost like a true cafeteria setting where they have multiple choices, all the way from the hot plate lunch that is on our menu to they can have pizza, chicken nuggets, nachos, all that is available daily that they get to choose from. So that is something that is a big difference coming from elementary to middle school with those choices. We have science labs where each one of our science teachers, each one of them have the oversized rooms. We pride ourselves in making sure that we have the right science equipment so that our science teachers are able to do those different labs, all the way from building a thermal box that will help heat things, all the way to dissecting frogs and pigs' hearts. So those are a lot of the things that they get to do in science. The other thing is our Cat Cash cart. I mentioned a while ago about our incentives that we have and our expectations. The one thing that we have here for students to buy things out of this Cat Cash cart is that they're able to earn what we call virtual money. Of course, it's not, the money that we would hand out. It's virtual money that they get to earn by simply following those expectations. Showing the class or showing up to class on time, making sure they have their materials. When the teacher asks them to do a certain thing, that is a way that they can earn that virtual money, and then they get to spend it at will. Or I say at will, once a week, they get to turn in their shopping list, and those teachers will go to the Cat Cash cart and pull those items out and give it to the students. It can be anything from fidget spinners to North Little Rock Middle School 6th grade campus materials like pop sockets, armbands, to school supplies, sketchbooks. Even we do have Capri Sun, water, just a variety of things that they're able to purchase, and it's their money that they get to spend those things on. The other thing is our courtyard. It is a large area, and if you have not had a chance to visit our campus before, we have 5 different basketball courts. There's 4 square, there's tetherball. We have a huge turf area where students are able to play either touch football, soccer, any of those activities that can take place on the turf. And this is all in conjunction with our lunch. So once they're finished eating, then they are dismissed, as long as it's not inclement weather, where they can go outside and burn off some of that energy that they have, especially at this age. The other item that we have here is a variety of different electives. This is something that we're going to spend the majority of the time, remaining time, talking about, because this is where we want your child to look at what do they want to take as their choice for next year. And we have a couple of teachers that'll be on talking about that, but we're going to have a slide for each one of those electives that we have. And every student gets a choice of those electives, and we'll go over how those are chosen. Ms. Bailey. All students, this is our elective wheel, but all of our students will take all 4 of these courses throughout the year. They are a 9 weeks course. So you may have, your child may start with art, move to music, then to PE, to study skills. But this is a requirement that the state, we have to do this. And so we have decided to divide that up into a 9 weeks wheel. That way all of our students can be exposed to those and allow them to have that elective of their choice. And so that's just a quick overview of some of the things that we offer here on our campus. The one thing before I turn it back over to Ms. Beshears that I want to let all of you know is that we are planning after spring break to bring the 5th grade students over from each elementary school to do a quick tour of our building. With COVID, we have been unable to do that the past couple of years, but however, we want to do an abbreviated version of what we have traditionally done and at least bring the students over and tour the campus. We think that's a very important part That way they can see where they're going to be coming next school year. So be looking for that. Again, that will be after spring break. So we're kind of in the planning stages right now, but that will be during the actual school day that we'll coordinate with all the elementary principals to make that happen. So at this time, Ms. Beshears, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you. So again, I'm Brittany Beshears, and I serve as our school's parent engagement facilitator. My primary job is I'm an elective teacher, so this is something that's important to me. And so what we're going to do is go through each of our choice electives. Mr. Clark talked about this wheel that every sixth grade student will take these 4 classes. That'll fill 1 period in their schedule. A second elective period will be filled with their choice elective. So we're going to go through those choices. And then at the end, Ms. Bailey, our counselor, will walk you through how to make your selection for this elective. And again, we are recording this meeting, so you'll be able to go back and watch it again in case you missed anything. So the first elective we want to highlight is actually 2 different choices. You have East Farm and then East Technology. We've got a quick video that they've put together for me to share with you.
Welcome to North Little Rock Middle School East.
Mr. Clark, are you hearing the sound on that video?
Just means that in East, we look for ways to serve and help people.
I can hear it.
By using
Thank you.
the advanced technology available in our class.
I've been in East for 3 years and I like that it is student-led.
East Farm is a program designed to help the homeless community, and I like being part of that.
Students selecting East may choose between East Farm or East Technology. Both programs are student-led, project-based, service learning classes where students seek to meet needs and solve problems in their communities.
I've been in East for 3 years and I continue to take East because I get the freedom to choose how I want to help my community.
I've been in East 2 years, and I continue to take it because instead of learning about basic things, we learn to solve real-world problems.
East education is different here.
Okay, so that is our East Farm and East Technology courses. Again, those are 2 different classes. Both focus on the East principles of project-based and helping the community, but the way they go about it is different. One is through the farm and one is through utilizing technology. Our next class is beginning band. And we have Mr. Brockington on tonight, and I think he would like to say something for just a minute.
Hey, everybody. I'm Mr. Brockington, and I'm the beginning band director along with Mr. Allen. Our beginning band is for first-year players, so they don't need any experience. They'll just come in and we'll just teach them from the ground up. We have 2 performances every year, one in the spring, one in the winter as well. And we teach beginning woodwind, brass, and percussion instruments. And we're also having our band sign-up nights where you can come and test out different instruments to see what fits your child. They're going to be this Thursday, the 24th, from 4 to 7. And next week, March 1st and 2nd, also from 4 to 7 in the 6th grade band room. If you have any questions, I will put my email in the chat.
All right, so we'll be posting out those band nights also. But again, if you're going to sign up for band, you want to make sure you come and attend one of those. Thanks, Mr. Brockington. Here they are. I thought we had them in here. So these are those band nights where your student will find the perfect instrument for them. give you a second to note those nights if you are interested in band. All right, our next course is Project Lead the Way. This is Mr. Mitchell teaches this course, and we've got a video for it as well to show you some of the projects that they do in this class.
Gateway teaches students to think differently than any other subject, I think. It allows them the creativity to express themselves and do things that they don't get to do in other courses.
In Gateway, I feel like I have more freedom.
We get to really unleash our creativity in this class.
It's a lot more hands-on, and we get to do a lot more different projects.
You solve your own problems, you build your own stuff.
We can turn the project into our project, not just a school project.
Gateway is for all kids to take. I find that actually the girls enjoy it, and once they get in and realize what they're getting into, they enjoy the creativity part of it.
We built dragsters. We've also done Rube Goldberg machines, and then we built roller coasters.
This is building stuff, designing things. That's what you will do every day in your life. It's a real world class.
The projects teach us like how to think of stuff your own way. You're able to express yourself a lot more through this program than through other subjects in middle school.
Our program is offered 9-week modules, so it fits in middle school schedules. We find it's a great segue into a high school program. It gives them a base to go by and an idea of what they're going to get into if they take the high school programs.
I feel like the Gateway classes will provide a good foundation for what the more advanced topics that high school will teach.
I didn't really know what engineering was before middle school, but now it's definitely one of the things I'm thinking about doing as a career because I really like this class and it's a lot of fun.
Okay, so that is Project Lead the Way, and it's often called, around here we'll call Design and Modeling / Robotics class. So if you've had a student previously or you know someone and they've talked about robotics or design and modeling, that is Project Lead the Way. Our next class is Beginning Choir, and I'm one of the choir directors here along with Miss Clark. She's our other choir director. And we learn to sing. We learn to sing in a group. We work to develop a love of singing. And whether that means it's something you're gonna do professionally or for fun, we think that choir can enrich anyone's life. And so that's what our goal is in Beginning Choir, is teaching foundational vocal skills while also developing just a love for music and for singing. You'll see here pictures where 2 years ago, we were able to go and sing at the Capitol. Obviously with COVID, choir has looked pretty different these last 2 years, but hopefully we will start to pick up some normalcy there. But nonetheless, we've been making music, learning about music, and if that sounds up your alley, we'd love to have you in choir next year. Next class is Outdoor Adventure. This class, they will learn fishing, ultimate frisbee, disc golf. They'll go through the hunter's education course and even take the hunter's education test that's offered by the Game and Fish, and they'll receive their hunter's ed card. They learn bago and other lifelong sporting activities. So a very hands-on class, an active class. You'll see photos there of archery. We do have an archery set that they learn. We've got class fishing poles. So if you want to learn more about outdoor activities and just another way to enrich life through those activities, Outdoor Adventure is going to be the class for you. And next we have Advanced Art. So you notice on the wheel that all 6th grade students will take a 9-week art class, But for those interested in advanced art, I'm going to let Mr. Guajardo, our art teacher, talk for a minute about that.
Hey everyone, I am the advanced art teacher. I also teach the 9 weeks art class as well. Well, some of them. We have a couple of art teachers here. The difference between advanced art versus the 9 weeks, we deeper, or we explore different types of mediums versus your foundational art class. We get into charcoal, acrylic. I'm actually a printmaker, so we get into printmaking. So, you know, we do a lot of carving, and we use a wheel press. There's examples here, like with the leaf that you can see, that's actual printmaking. So we'll actually carve out there. We draw from real life, so we use actual still lifes, and we do a lot of different projects, and it just dives a little bit deeper than what your basic 9 weeks art class does. We are establishing an art club. We're going to have art shows, and we have a good communication with our 7th and 8th grade art campus as well. So this is a class more for kids that just have to have art. Like myself, I'm an artist. So if your child is just obsessed with art, this is probably the class for them. So, I mean, because it's going to be an all year art class versus just the 9 weeks.
All right, thank you, Mr. Guajardo. So that covers all of our elective options. And so now Ms. Bailey will talk about how you're going to make your selection.
Hi, my name is Alicia Bailey, and I am the counselor at 6th grade campus. How we make our decisions, we use a selection sheet. A selection sheet, Ms. Beshears, will you pull it up for me?
Yes, ma'am.
It will be given to your student by their 5th grade teacher. The selection sheet is 2 pages. The front page has the core classes. The core classes are selected based on recommendations made by your student's current 5th grade teacher. However, if you do not agree with their choice and you would prefer your student be in a different class, let's say they were picked for advanced and you would rather them be in regular, if you will just make that notation at the bottom of the page, and we will honor whatever request you have for your student as their core classes go. And then you'll just need to sign that page. And this back page is where the students get the most excited, is because this is where they actually choose their elective. All of our students have one elective. And as you can see, there are 8 choices. So what we want you to do is talk with your student, and you're going to select 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all the way through your 8th choice. These are year-long electives. So whatever you choose, or whatever you're put in, you will be there for the entire year. So it's very important that you choose wisely. As you can see, East Farm, East Technology, Robotics, and Advanced Art, those are what we call limited space. So those, we only have they're smaller classes, or we have fewer sections of those. So it is important that if you really want to be in robotics, you make that your number 1 choice. It is also important that you make sure that you list 1 through 8, because if you only put 1, 2, and 3, in the event you don't, or let's just say you put your first choice, in the event you don't get that choice, you're not selected from the lottery, I don't know what you would like to do next. Usually in the school year, students, we get them in their first or their second choice. So it is really important, though, that you give us 1 through 8. The most important thing, and the hardest thing sometimes for us to make sure we get taken care of, these will be given out to your students. The latest should be March 3rd. So if you do not have one of these in your hand by March 3rd, please reach out to me so I can see what's going on with your student selection sheet. They need to be turned in by March 16th. Those just need to be given back to your student's 5th grade teacher. They will get them over to me so I can start the scheduling process for the next school year. In the event that they are not returned, I have to pick electives based on what we have available. And I don't want to make a choice for a student. I want them to have a choice because I want them to enjoy what they're in this, since it's going to be their whole 6th grade year. So it is super important that you get those returned to your 5th grade teacher. I see a question about inclusion classes. Ms. Bashir, should we go back to the first page, please? What we have right now is there are just options for regular and advanced. However, we work with the special education department, and we have a meeting scheduled, and we will go through and make sure that your child's schedule matches what is in their IEP. So all of those classes, we work with the special ed department to make sure that they are placed correctly. I'm good. Mr. Clark, back to you.
Right, so I know this seemed pretty quick, less than 30 minutes, but we want to try to keep this condensed so we don't give you just a whole lot of information at one time. The most important thing that we really wanted to push out to parents is to let you know the choices of our electives. So since our selection sheets, we're going to be wanting those coming in as quick as possible. And so that's why we wanted to push this information out now and really focus on those electives. And so as Ms. Bailey was saying, please make sure that you talk to your child and see which one that they think would be best suited for them. And that would be your number one choice, and then choose their second choice, and so on. Because unfortunately, some of our classes do have limits. And we want to make sure that we get all students where their number one choice is. That's our goal. Sometimes we can, sometimes we're not able to. But anyway, that concludes our meeting. Unfortunately, tonight, for some reason, we thought we had the unlimited Zoom link that allows unlimited participants, but it capped us at 100. So if anyone comes to you and say, hey, we weren't able to join, would you just let them know that we did record our session tonight and that we're going to have that posted on our website tomorrow, and also push that out by social media for parents to look at that we're not able to get on and join this evening. Also, any other questions that you may have that we were not able to answer tonight, feel free to email me. My email is clarkm@nlrsd.org. Feel free to email me and we will definitely get back with you just as quick as possible. So with that, I want to thank parents and future 6th graders for joining us this evening. We definitely appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Good night, everyone.